This is Katie Hunter from MMA UK, and I'm here with Dan the Outlaw Hardy. The Warhawk is back.
It's coming, right? You can see it. Yeah, I've shaved all the grey out the sides as well. It's pretty convenient. All the grey's down the sides for some reason, so when I shave the sides down, I look a lot younger.
You look great. You look like you're getting in fight shape.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Cheekbones are slowly coming back, weight's coming down. Yeah, I'm feeling really good.
Dan, this is the interview I always dreamed of doing. You pulling the gloves back on. This time it's boxing, but fighting another legend in Diego Sanchez. I honestly can't wait. Tell me about the matchup.
I think it's a good one, you know. I mean, we know what we get from Diego. Regardless of the rule set, it's going to be a fight. He's going to come and try and take my head off. It's interesting because it's boxing as well, because obviously we're both trying something new. You know, big gloves, in a ring, a big ring as well, 20 feet. You know, it's going to be an interesting challenge for both of us. And it's been 10 years since I've been there. That's the biggest challenge for me. You know, Diego obviously has been out there recently with Kevin Lee and looked good. You know, he looked healthy and he looked strong. And then saw him at the press conference a few weeks ago and he looked great there as well. I think it's going to be a really interesting night.
You mentioned the glove size there. Obviously, you're used to fighting in the 4 ounce. I think these are 16-ounce gloves that you're fighting in. How difficult is it going to be to get the finish?
It's going to make it a lot more challenging, yeah. I mean, you know, the 16-ounce gloves, they do take some steam off the punches. But to be honest, I mean, I've been sparring in 16s and all the bruises and marks on my face are still from those gloves anyway. So I don't think it makes too much of a difference as long as the shots are targeted right. The good thing is that we can really wail on one another and not worry about hurting ourselves.
And I also read something really exciting that you talked about, you know, depending on how this one goes and how much damage is inflicted, there's the potential for kind of other disciplines after. Maybe we get to see the MMA match as well.
Quite possibly, you know, I'm open to all kinds of things. The thing is, the difficult part is getting in shape. Once I'm in fight shape, staying in fight shape is much easier. And with all the options going around at the moment, I mean, I could do kickboxing or Muay Thai or professional grappling or MMA or more boxing. You know, there are lots of different options. It would be a waste to get in shape for a fight and then just have one. So we'll see what the options are afterwards.
So you carried on training regardless. So what does fight shape mean to you? How different is life trying to get into fight shape?
It's a different negotiation now. I'm a little bit older. You know, doing a training camp now is a lot more about recovery and refueling than it was before, when you can, you know, when you're in your 30s or 20s, 30s, you can just kind of work through it. But now I have to be a bit smarter with my rest and my recovery and my fueling. But aside from that, you know, it's the same as usual. You know, working on my technique, but bringing my conditioning up to the point where I can do my technique over and over again at a fast pace. It's nice to have a direction for training, and it's much easier to train when you've got a focus for it.
And how different is a boxing fight camp to an MMA fight camp?
It is a lot different. You know, it's a lot different. There are a lot of things I don't have to think about. You know, I don't have to do any wrestling, any jiu-jitsu. I mean, I am dropping in for the occasional session just for fun, but I don't need to do any of it. You know, this is, and to be honest, I kind of understand when I watch boxers train. I understand why they try all different kinds of training techniques, because there's so little to do. You know, it's very, very repetitive. You know, you can work a lot on your own as well. You can work a lot of technique, shadow boxing in the mirror, working on the bag, you know, and then pads. I mean, that's really all you're doing aside from sparring. But having good sparring partners is a key. You know, having people that are going to push you and make you work, and also give you different things to think about.
And it's July 2nd in Manchester on the Ricky Hatton card. Like, talk to me about that fight as well.
It's going to be amazing. I mean, you know, Ricky Hatton's an old hero of mine. Of course, Marco Antonio Barrera as well, one of the best to ever do it. So, you know, I know those guys are good friends. I know they have a lot of respect for one another. The shape that Ricky Hatton's in over the last few weeks is
he looks amazing.
Amazing, right? I don't know how he's lost it all. And Barrera was in great shape at the press conference, so I know he's going to come ready as well. And, you know, it's a Manchester party night. You know, Bad Boy Chiller crew are going to be there. You know, there's a couple of other things to be announced yet, which I'm not going to mention, but it's going to be a really fun atmosphere. And Ricky Hatton walking out in the main event, it's going to set the roof off the building.
Oh, I can't wait. I've literally been waiting years and years and years for this comeback, Dan.
Thanks, me too. Yeah, me too. It's been a while, right?
But tonight we're here at Cage Warriors 138. Last night was brilliant, loads of finishes. Tonight's going to be amazing. What a stacked card we've got.
We're really lucky. I think there's some really interesting fights on the card tonight. The one that's standing out to me, though, is Luke Shanks against Josh Reed. I mean, what a domestic fight that's going to be. You know, a lot of respect for both guys. They both bring a lot of intensity as well as experience to the cage. And, you know, Luke Shanks moving up a weight class, which is the right thing to do. I think he's going to be...
He's missed weight a few times.
Yeah, twice in his last two, right? I mean, he would be the flyweight champion had he not been missed weight in his last fight. I think it's going to be a healthier move for him long run, and I think against Josh Reed, he's going to be glad of that additional bit of conditioning that he'll have, because he'll be pushed in this one.
And we all know what Josh Reed can be like in there. We all remember that amazing fight with Nathaniel Wood.
That's exactly it, and the thing is, if you've got a Luke Shanks that's had a real hard weight cut, you don't want that kind of intensity coming your direction. I think this is going to be a much better version of him, and I think it needs to be for Josh Reed.
Yeah, and the main event with James Webb, how do you see that one playing out?
I think his striking's improving all the time, and I think it's making his takedown setups much easier. Of course, against Matt Bonner, it didn't quite come together, but he showed good things in that first round. Good head movement, good setting up takedown attempts against the fence. I think he has the experience coming into this one, and I think he's been fighting opponents at a higher level. Yeah. I expect him to get the submission tonight, but he's going to have to work hard for it, because his opponent is incredibly powerful. He powers out loads of submissions.
Yeah. James does look in the shape of his life.
Well, it's good motivation. He's he's headlining a card in his hometown. It's real good motivation.
I think he's bringing a few people.
I bet he is. There's already a crowd out there now.
Dan, thank you so much, and thanks for making my dreams come true by coming back.
No worries. I hope you enjoyed the fight.
Thank you.